Do you write your own article, outsource it, or do both? This question can only be answered by yourself. It really depends on whether you feel confident enough to write your own content, bearing in mind that content is king and very important, or indeed if you have the finance to outsource it. If anyone told me when I first started that I would be writing articles, blogs, and emails, I wouldn't have started on this adventure. However, to be honest, I haven't found it as difficult or as arduous as I imagined it to be. It can be interesting to look up and do the research on whatever you are writing about. I have certainly learned a lot from all the research. I found that you don't need to be a great writer, and that it is more important to keep the writing in a conversational way, as if you and the reader were chatting about the subject. Doing the research is very important, especially if your chosen niche is one that you don't know a great deal about. It is always easier to write about something if you are passionate about it, but even if you aren't, I am sure you can find something to say. To look at a blank screen and try to write is very difficult, so when you are researching the subject, write a list of things you want to say, or make a plan. I have found that very helpful, and again, if you are writing a series of articles, make a plan on what subjects in the particular niche you are covering to write about. We are so fortunate these days to have a computer and the internet at our command. It certainly makes life so much easier. If I had to actually write everything out by hand, then I just wouldn't do it. It is so wonderful to be able to insert sentences where you want, or to delete where you want, or even to move paragraphs around. Cut, paste, and copy has made the most incredible difference to even those who find it difficult to put their thoughts into an article. I also found that we have more knowledge in us than we are really aware, and that once I read several articles on the given subject, then I can close the articles and write taking points, perhaps from the articles, and adding my own ideas to them. That way the content will be unique, and not copied, which contravenes copyright laws. However, writing articles, blog posts, and emails is not everyone's ideal, and it does take quite some time to do it. If you have a business, there is a great deal to do to keep it running, and writing articles can then become a chore, and even finding time to do the research can be difficult. So then you must decide whether to have someone else write the article for you or find the time and the energy to do it yourself. I guess it will depend on whether you are able to afford to have the article outsourced or written by someone else. There are agencies that do specialize in writing articles for anyone who wants them written. Some are expensive, but some can be very reasonably priced. iWriter.com comes to mind as not too expensive. I went on the iWriter.com website, and if you were wanting to join their team of writers, you could expect to be paid initially no more than $2 an article. When you get more established as being a reliable writer, I believe you can earn $5 an article. I don't know though what it would cost you to have an article written. I would think a lot more than the writers earn. Another agency is elance.com. I believe they are good, and have reputable writers working for them, but I have no idea of the costs involved. I understand you post the job you want and people will tender or bid for it, and in their resume will give you an indication of the type of work they are used to doing. I believe you can ask the search engine to give you a list of freelance writers as well as agencies where you could apply for your article to be written. Again, you must consider whether anyone writing your articles would come up to your expectations and whose written English is of a reasonable standard. We all have our own ideas and creativity, and you may well find that your thoughts on a particular subject are not the writer's thoughts. If you are a picky sort of person, perhaps you can write the articles you want to write yourself and outsource the articles that you don't find interesting, or are on mundane subjects, or of course are the same article but rewritten differently so it can be used in different places. Of course, doing both is not a problem, as you can write the articles you want, outsource if you are able, the articles you don't want to write, and that means you are doing both. That concludes this article on whether to write your own content or outsource it. I do hope I have clarified the issue for you so you can make a reasoned judgment on whether to outsource or not. If you found this article helpful, the link below will take you to my website where I am discussing all the many steps it takes for a newbie to become an affiliate or internet marketer.